Hello students, welcome to the ExamRat. So today we'll start with our unit number 3 coordinate geometry and chapter number 7 coordinate geometry. Right, so in class 9th we have studied about a little bit about this coordinate geometry, like what is the coordinate geometry, certain terms related to the coordinate geometry like Cartesian plane, ordinate, abscissa. So we are going to study the same thing, and apart from that we are also going to study certain formulas in class 10th mathematics, right? So before starting with that, if you have new to our platform, please go through our website and subscribe. You will be getting the PDF notes there, so just go and check it out, and you will be getting all the stuffs related to the mathematics as well as science on our website, right? So let's just start with our new chapter, that is chapter number 7 coordinate geometry. Right, so the question is, what is the coordinate geometry? Okay, now coordinate geometry is basically the geometry which is related, it is the geometry which is related to the coordinates. Okay, now you will say that what are these terms coordinates meant. Okay, so coordinates are basically the points. Just pay attention here students, that coordinates are the points which are plotted on the graph. When certain points are plotted on the graph, then these points are known as the coordinates, and the geometry of these coordinate is known as the coordinate geometry. Right, so here we are going to study about the coordinate geometry, and before beginning with the main concept of the chapter, we are going to have a certain and a quick recap of what we have studied in class 9th. If you people don't know what you have studied in class 9th, you can just have a look on our class 9th sessions, okay, and you will be easily getting the explained videos of what is a coordinate geometry, what are the basic terms related to the coordinate geometry, and etc. Okay, so here also I have prepared a slide for a quick recap what we have studied in class 9th, right? So this is a Cartesian plane where the two axes exist. Okay, the one is the x-axis and another is the y-axis. So these are the two perpendicular axes which are at 90 degree from each other, and these are known as the coordinate axis. The horizontal one, this is known as the x-axis. This is the horizontal one, this is known as the x-axis, and there is a vertical one which is known as the y-axis. Okay, then this upper side of y-axis is positive and the bottom one is negative. Right, this right arm of the x-axis is positive and the left one is negative. Am I right? Okay, now these are the areas covered by these axes. Okay, so these area are known as the quadrants. There are 4 quadrants. This is quadrant number 1, this is quadrant number 2, this is quadrant number 3, and this is quadrant number 4. Right, so these two lines, they basically intersect at a particular point in the center, which is known as the origin, or the points of the origin are 0, 0. These are the points for the origin. Am I right? Now the new terms are, these are, we have also discussed these terms in class 9th also, so you can have a PDF there and you can easily recognize what are these abscissa and ordinates. So for your information, this is the graph showing abscissa and the ordinate. Basically, the x coordinates, another name is abscissa. The another name for x coordinate is abscissa, and the another name for the y coordinate is ordinate. I hope that's clear to you. And when we represent any pair of number on the graph, then we always write it like this. For example, this one. So the first one is always the x coordinate. The first one can't be y coordinate in any situation. It can't be a y coordinate. It is always x coordinate, and the second one is always y coordinate. So we can call that first one is the abscissa and the another one is the ordinate. I hope that's clear to you. what's a Cartesian plane, what is the coordinate axis, what is the quadrant, and what are the four types of quadrant. And I also explained in class 9th about these signs of the coordinate. Okay, so since it is positive x-axis and positive y-axis, so this area covered will be positive, all both of them will be positive. This is positive y-axis, but this is negative x-axis, so here negative positive. Why negative positive and not positive negative? Because always abscissa comes first. In this particular quadrant, both of them are negative, so this is negative negative. In this particular, x is positive and y is negative, so this is positive negative, because abscissa always comes first. I hope this is clear. What is abscissa, what is ordinate, what is x-axis, what is y-axis, what is origin, what are the points of origin, what are the four quadrants, and what are the particular signs of these four quadrants. Like this is quadrant number 1, this is positive positive, this is quadrant number 2, this is negative positive, this is negative negative, and this is positive negative. I hope this is clear to you, and you know that abscissa always come first and ordinate always comes second, right? So here we'll move on to our main slide, our main topic. This chapter basically involves three basic and main concepts. So these are distance formula, section formula, and the area of triangle. Okay, so area of a triangle is the thing which which is like known to you. Okay, but the distance formula and the section formula is something which you are not aware of, right? So let's start with this distance formula. What is this distance formula? So basically, as the name suggests, what is this distance formula? So the importance of this particular formula is, as the name suggests, it is used to calculate the distance between the two particular points. When the 2 points or the coordinates are given, then it is used to calculate the distance between the 2 points or the coordinates. Okay, let's just suppose there is a line. This is a particular line. Let's just suppose this is x1 y1 point and this coordinate is x2 y2. Am I right? Okay, now what we'll do is we just have to find out the distance. So how will you find out the distance? Is the distance is always represented by d, right? So distance will be equal to root over 4x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. I hope this formula is clear to you. It has you just need to know the formula, and the magic is the questions will be solved itself once you will learn the formula. So the formula is d equals to root over x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Okay, this formula is particularly derived from the Pythagoras. As you can see, is in the case of Pythagoras theorem, this is a right triangle. In this particular case, this is your base, this is your perpendicular, and this is your hypotenuse, right? So the formula was b square plus p square equals to h square. So h will be equal to root over b square plus p square. So how will you find out this distance of b and p? Let's just suppose these coordinates be x1 y1 and these two be x2 y2 and these two be x3 y3. You just have to put on the formula and you will be getting your, okay, you just have to put on the formula and you will be getting your value, right? So this is what you have to do in this particular question. This is the distance formula, and I hope this is clear to you what is a distance formula and how you will apply it. That we will discuss in the last part of the chapter. After discussing all the concept, we will be discussing all the types of numericals present in the chapter as always, right? So don't need to worry. Our next is your section formula. Okay, now what is the section formula? As the name suggests, section is basically a kind of a ratio in which a line segment is divided by a particular point. So this is the given definition, that the coordinate of the point pxy which divides the line segment joining the point a x1 y1 and b x2 y2 in the ratio m1 ratio m2. This is known as section formula. basically when a particular point divides the line segment into two into the two parts, whether it should be equal or it is unequal. Okay, in any ratio, in m ratio 1 m1 ratio m2, or in m ratio n, or in k ratio 1, in any of the ratio when a point divides the line segment, then that coordinate of the points can be calculated using section formula. So basically the formula for section formula is, let's just suppose this is a particular line, right? Now this is a particular line. How we will just define the line segment? So what we'll do is, let's just suppose this is a line A with x1 y1. This is a line B with x2 y2. Right, this is a point P with x and y coordinate, and this point P divide them in a certain ratio m1 ratio m2. Then the coordinate of this particular point P will be, so what will be the point P is x and y. So x will be equals to m1 x1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2. Am I right? This is the formula for section formula. Just apply it and you will be getting your point intersecting the line segment. And y will be similarly m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. Am I right? This is what we called as a section formula. So for more information, let's have a look on this another picture for the section formula. So the another picture says the point which divide the join of two given points in the ratio m ratio n. Ratio can be anything. If it is m ratio n, then you have to, then the formula will be like m x2 plus n x1 divided by m plus n, right? Similarly m y2 plus n y1 divided by m plus n. So basically there are two types of section formula. You don't have to worry about that. Just listen what are these two types. This is external and internal. The division can be external and the division can be internal. So if it is internal, then always the formula will be like this, the general formula. When it will be external, then the formula will be like m1 x2 minus m2 x1 divided by m1 minus m2. Am I right? In case of external one, you just have to replace the positive signs with the negative one, and that will be your external division. Right, so this is what we called as the section formula. And in case of section formula, you will also be getting to learn about the midpoints. Okay, so in the case of midpoint, we actually know like this is a line segment. If this is a midpoint of any line, let it be a b, and this is something like x1 x2 x1 y1, and this is like x2 y2, right? This is x and y, and since this p pointed dividing them into two halves, because midpoint is something which divide the line segment into two half. So in that particular case the ratio will be 1 ratio 1. So how will you make the formula is m1 is 1 m1 x2, it means x2 plus m2 x1, it means x1 divided by m1 plus x2. So the coordinate for x will be x1 plus x2 divided by 2 for the midpoint, and in case of y it will be y1 plus y2 divided by 2. It is applicable when the ratio is 1 ratio 1 only. When there is a midpoint given, then only it is applied, right? So this is what we called as the section formula. I hope you people understood this term. Now we'll just go through the area of the triangle, right? So I hope you people are aware of what is this area of triangle. So in class 9th we have learned about the area of triangle by Heron's formula. We have applied a formula with s root over s bracket s minus a s minus b root bracket s minus c. So in this particular chapter we will be learning a very basic formula for the area of the triangle. So the basic formula is area equals to half into base of the triangle into height of the triangle, altitude of the triangle, This is what we called as the area of the triangle. I hope this formula is clear to you people. Just have to apply this formula to calculate the area of triangle, area of the quadrilateral, and any quadrilateral forming the two triangles or something like triangle, then this formula will be applicable to that particular thing. Let's have a look here. This is a triangle. Let's suppose this is a triangle. So here no height is given, so you have to consider a perpendicular height like this. This is A, this is B, and this is C, and let this be D. So the formula will be half into AD into BC. This will be the particular formula for this given particular triangle. I hope this is clear to you that what is the area of triangle, right? Now, without wasting time, let's just move on to our questions, because when you people won't discuss the questions, you won't be able to recognize or retain what are you being studied. Okay, so you just have to practice maths more and more you can. So find the distance between the following point. Our 2 points are 2 comma 3 and 4 comma 1. Now what you will do is, first of all, write the distance formula like this. Just write out the distance formula, because when you, like, when the people mention the formula in the starting of the numerical, then the examiner feels more good when they see the formula first in then the question. Okay, and it will be good to you, because it will be like it will be very helpful for you people to like solve the questions, because unless and until you won't write formula, you will be getting confused, I'm sure. Okay, so to avoid the confusion, you have to write the formula. So also, when you will write the formula in the corner, just write small like this. 2 is x1, y 3 is y1, this is x2, and this is y2, just to avoid confusion. This is just to avoid confusion. Now let's just put this in this particular equation. You will be getting x2 minus x1 is 4 minus 2 whole square plus 1 minus 3 whole square, right? So it will be like 2 square plus minus 2 square, also 4. 4 plus 4, that is 4 plus 4 equals to 8. Am I right? So when you will solve this question out, you will be getting 2 root 2 as your answer. This is the distance. And in these questions, the centimeter meter units are not given, so this is the distance calculation. So always write units after you calculate the distance, right? Always write units. Similarly, like this, you have to solve other questions too. I'll be solving question number 2 and question number 3 for you, but apart from that, the parts from question number 1 you will be solving your own. And if you people won't be able to solve them, don't just look at these solutions. You can just let us know by commenting down, and then we will get back to you and I'll make you understand. Don't just look at these solutions. If you are able to solve the question, then it is very good. If you are not able to solve the question, then you just let us know in the comments and we will be get backing to you. So you don't have to like look at the solutions or getting confused in any way. Okay, just solve it like this only. This is very easy trick. Now let's move ahead with the other question. So find the distance between the points 0 comma 0 and 36 comma 15. Right, this is the given one. So what you have to do now is, you just have to like apply the distance formula. 36 minus 0 whole square plus 15 minus 0 whole square. So it will be like 36 whole square will be 1296 plus 225. So you will be getting as root over 6 plus 5 11, 9 plus 1 10, 1 2 12, 1 2 2 4 1 5, 1 5 2 1 will be your desired root, and you will be getting 39 as the square root. Okay, so the distance between them is 39 units. Always never forget to write the unit after the given, after you will be able to find out the distance, right? So determine if the points these are collinear. Okay, so here there are some points to remember. Just note it down. If you have got any notebook, just write them out. They will be very important for you people. To prove that the points are collinear, what are the conditions? distance of AB plus distance of BC must be equals to distance of AC, then only the points will be collinear. Just make sure to write it down. This is very important point, because in the exams you won't be getting the direct numericals like to find the distance. You will be getting the numericals like is these vertices are the vertices of isosceles triangle, is these the vertices of the equilateral triangle, are these points collinear. So you'll be getting the questions like this. For isosceles triangle, as you know, the two sides must be equal. So what you should do is you just have to find all the sides. If you find two of them are equal to each other, then only it will be an isosceles. Similarly, for equilateral, you have to find out that all the distances are equal, right? Then only it will be an equilateral. Okay, so for scalene none of them will be equal, then only it will be a scalene. I hope that's clear to you. These are the conditions. Basically what I'm trying to say, that in exam you won't be getting any question like find the distance between these points, because it will be a direct question. In these questions too you have to find the distance, right? In isosceles you have to find all the three distances, and if them two of them they matches, it means they are isosceles. And in these also you have to like find out the distance. So what is the difference? The difference is that in this question the people are not able to understand that how they are going to prove that whether it is isosceles or not. Okay, they don't remember that isosceles is getting two equal sides, so you can just find out the distance of two and proving them equal. Okay, so this is the problem with these questions. So these are the conditions I'm telling you, and at the last of this PDF I have also prepared a summary and a glossary type of thing, so that you people could know that what are the certain conditions that you will be getting in this particular chapter, right? Let's move to the section formula now. These are certain questions for the section formula. Okay, now let's have a look on them. So find the coordinates of the point which divides them in this ratio. So m1 is 2. Before starting the question, always to avoid the confusion, write what have you been given. Okay, then apply the formula, because people are so over smart that they directly apply the formula on their own, and sometimes they make a huge mistake in applying the formula, and this is such a bad thing to doing the mistake in these type of easy questions. So x will be equals to m1 x2, so 2 into 4, right, plus m2 x1, that is 3 into minus 1, divided by m1 plus m2. So it will be like 8 minus 3 by 5, it is equals to 1. Now y will be equals to m1 y2, so 2 into minus 3, plus m2 y1 divided by m1 m2. So 21 minus 6 will be 15 by 5 equals to 3. So how will you write the coordinate? Abscissa first and ordinate later. So these are the coordinates of the point. I hope that's clear. This is very easy. Always first write the formula, then write what are m1, m2, x1, x2, y1, y2. Because if you won't write, then always you will be getting confused between what is m1, what is m2, what is x1, what is x2. Especially you will be getting confused in this x1, x2. Some people in confusion they will write like this. So this is not the, this is the very wrong thing to do. So I hope you people won't lose marks in these types of easy questions. You will be like avoiding those silly mistakes. Okay, so in this particular question, this is very important question from this chapter. Okay, so this is a trisection type of question. So trisection, basically bisect means when you divide the line segment into two equal halves. So trisect means when you divide the line segment into three equal halves. So in that particular case, the ratio will be 1:1:1, like this only. Okay, now a b are the points with the points 4 comma minus 1 and minus 2 comma minus 3, right? So let this point be x1 and y1, and this will be x2 and y2. There are 2 points P and Q. Now what you have to find the points of trisection. So for when you consider, just to understand this thing, when you will be considering this P, okay, in that thing you are just considering this point of intersection. You are not considering this Q. Let's just suppose this is a continuous line and this is a continuous line and this is the point at which it intersects. So in that particular case, the ratio will be 1:2. Am I right? This will be considered as 2 in case of continuous line, and this will be 1. So 1:2 will be considered as ratio. These will be points, and you will be getting x coordinate and y coordinate for P. And when you consider this Q as the line, then this will be the continuous one, and then the ratio will be 2:1. Am I clear? So in the case of P, you will be taking 1:2 as the ratio, and in the case of Q, you will be taking 2:1 as the given ratio. I hope that's clear to you, that when we considering P point, then we are observing the line as a continuous line, and when we consider Q as the point of intersection, then we just consider P as the continuous line. I hope that's clear to you. Now let's move forward towards another question. The area of the triangle. This is the important one and this is the easiest one too. So find the area of triangle formed by the midpoints. These are the midpoints, and they form the triangle whose vertices are 0, -1. Okay, then 2, 1, and they also got the point like 0, 3. These are the midpoints of the triangle. Now find the ratio of this area to the area of given triangle. So in this particular question, this is the triangle and these are the coordinates which are already given. Right, now this is the triangle and there is a triangle which is formed by the midpoint. So first of all, how will you find out the midpoint for this particular point? Like for A, B, C, this is like P, Q and R. So for P will be equals to x will be equals to 0 plus 2 by 2 equals to 1, and y will be equals to -1 plus 1 divided by 2 equals to 0. So our first coordinate for P will be 1, 0. This is how we have find out with the help of that midpoint, which I have explained you, that you just have to write this formula for the midpoint 1, x1 x2 plus divided by 2, and for y is y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Similarly for B and C, the coordinate for Q, x will be equals to, for Q it will be 0 plus 0 divided by 2, it means 0, and y will be -1 plus 3 divided by 2, that is equals to 1. So this is equals to 0, 1. And for this R, x will be equals to 2 plus 0 divided by 2 equals to 1, and y will be equals to 2, right? So this will be equals to 1, 2. So these are the three. Now what you have to find out the area. So how will you find out the area of the triangle? Just make sure how will you find out this. So area of the triangle PQR formed by this is half of 1 into 2 minus 1 plus 1 into 1 minus 0 plus 0 into 0 minus 1. Okay, so how will you just find out the area of the triangle in that particular case? So we will be discussing it here, how to do this. So here I am writing the formula for calculating the area of the triangle for when the coordinates are given. So it is half into, right, x1, now y2 minus y3 plus x2, right? Now what we are writing is y3 and y1, y3 minus y1, and plus x3, y1 minus y2. I hope that's clear to you. This is the whole formula for finding out the area of the triangle. So what you will do is, as you know all the points, just incorporate those points in this particular equation and you people will be getting your area of triangle. Am I right? Now then you have to just show the ratios. So when you will find out the areas, then you have to just divide them to get the ratios, right? Now similarly, the another question is find the area of quadrilateral. Okay, so how will you calculate the area of quadrilateral? In class 9th also we studied whenever we have to find out the area of quadrilateral, then always we divide that quadrilateral in certain number of triangles, and you just have to, since all the all the vertices are mentioned, then you can just take like this triangle you can take first, and then this triangle. You just have to apply this particular formula, and then you will be able to get the two distances and just add both of these areas, and you will be getting your answer. Am I right? And in the case of area, centimeter meter is not given, so always write square units. I hope that's clear to you what is the area of triangle. This is a little bit difficult formula, but what you have to do, this is just coordinates. For x1 you can see y2 and y3 are there. For x2 y2 is not there. For x3 y3 is not there. So this is the trick. You can learn this formula and you can just apply that particular thing. Okay, now we'll just go to the miscellaneous one. So okay, so we will also be discussing a word problem from this chapter. This chapter don't go very much amount of word problems, but still I've managed to keep one word problem in this particular session, so you people would be able to you will be able to learn that problems. Okay, so determine the ratio in which the line divides the line segment with these points. So the points are 2 and -2, and the B point is 3 comma 7, right? And this is divided by this line. So here the point is not given, the line is given. So the line which is, let's just suppose the ratio is not given, so let the ratio be, whenever, please note it down, whenever the ratio is not given in this chapter, always consider it k ratio 1. Okay, now since we have considered this ratio, so it will be like m1, this is m1 and this is x2, so it will be like 3k, this is m2 and this is 3k plus 2 divided by k plus 1 will be your x coordinate, right? And y coordinate will be m1 y2, that is 7k minus 2 divided by k plus 1, right? So both of them, this is your like this is your now this is your coordinates, x and y coordinates. So what you will see is you can just put these, this is x and this is y, just put these values in this particular equation. You will be getting something like this: 2x plus this is y minus 4 equals to 0. Now solve this equation out. What we'll do is we'll just solve this equation out, and after solving this equation we will be getting the value of the k. Okay, right? So let me just show you that how will you be getting the value of the k. Now let's just took the LCM as k plus 1. You will be getting like 6k plus 4 plus 7k minus 2 minus 4k minus 4 equals to 0. Okay, now 6k plus 7k is your 13k minus 4k is 7, 13 minus 4 is 9k, right? 4 minus 4 is 0, and this will be minus 2. 9k minus 2 equals to 0. Let's just take it there and it will be equals to 0. So k equals to 2 by 9. This is your value of the k. So the required ratio is 2:9. I hope that's clear to you. And the second question is find the relation. Okay, so I've told you certain conditions for collinear, that for any points to be collinear, AB plus BC plus CA must be equal, AB plus BC must be equals to AC. This is what I've told you. Since in this particular case the area, basically when the third side is not given, then you will be not able to calculate the distances, right? So in that particular case, how you can just prove the points to be collinear? For the points to be the collinear, the second condition is area of triangle is equals to 0. Now you just have to put these things into this particular formula and just put it equals to 0, and you will be getting an equation with x and y in the two variables and just let it solve down. Okay, so this is what is the question. Now last is our miscellaneous question. Right, this is basically a word problem I have given here. This is very easy, very easy. In a classroom, four friends are seated at the point A, B, C, D. So these are the points, you can see them very clearly. This is A point, B point, C point and D point. Okay, Champa and Chameli walk into the class, and after observing for a few minutes, Champa asks Chameli, "Don't you think ABCD is a square?" When they enter, they just notice that it is a square. So Chameli disagrees. Using distance formula, find then Champa is correct or Chameli is correct. Okay, so basically when you have to prove that the given figure is square, then what you will do is when you have to just prove it, all the distances will be equal. Obviously all the four distances must be equal if you have to prove it a square. Since all the coordinates are already given, just put them out in the distance formula and you will be getting the distances. When you will be getting all the four distances equals to each other, then only it will be like this. AB will be 6 minus 3 plus 7 minus 4 square, that will be equals to 9. 6 minus 3 is 3 square, 9, and 7 minus 4 is also 3 square, 9 and 9 root 18, that is 3 root 2. Similarly, in the other distances we are getting 3 root 2 unit as the answer. So all these sides of the quadrilateral are equal. So when all the sides are equal, then it can be square and rhombus as well, right? The sides of rhombus are also equal, right? So now what we'll do is, when these are equal, this is in the case of square, the diagonals are also equal. In the case of square, the diagonals are also equal. What you will do is, you just have to find the opposite diagonals distances, these and these distances, and when you will find out that these distances are also same, then you will say that this particular picture is square. And if you people are like worried about that how the diagonals of square are same, then please go through class 9th lessons. Here we have discussed certain properties of quadrilateral, where we have discussed that in case of rhombus they intersect, bisect at 90, they meet at 90. In case of square, the diagonals are equal. In the case of rectangles also, in the case of square, the angles are of 90 degree. So these are the certain properties that we have already discussed in detail in class 9th chapter number 8, quadrilaterals. So if you are interested in finding out that properties, you can go and you can just check it out. And if you people are not able to understand that thing, then you can just go through the PDF notes and you can just let me know in the comments below and I'll be there with you. So this is the short summary for this particular chapter, right? This is what abscissa and ordinate. The first ever coordinate is abscissa and the second word is your ordinate, right? Now when you have to plot a point on x-axis, then always y coordinate will be equals to 0, and when you have to plot a point on x-axis, then the x coordinate is equals to 0. Am I right? Now the distance formula, that is root over x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Section formula dividing into m ratio n will be mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n, and for y coordinate my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n. For midpoint, the ratio is always 1:1. In that case, the formula will for x coordinate or abscissa will be x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and for y coordinate or ordinate it will be y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Right, now origin and points. This is when you have to find out the distance between the origin and the point, then always in that particular case a minus 0 square plus b minus 0 square. So in short, when you have to find the distance from origin, then this will be the particular formula, right? Now we are done with this origin and point on x-axis. For x-axis it is 0, the x will be a and the y will be 0. For area of triangle, the formula is half bracket x1 y2 minus y3 plus x2 y3 minus y1 plus x3 y1 minus y2. Okay, now area of quadrilateral is basically area of triangle 1 plus area of triangle 2, right? For a y-axis, the x-axis is always, the x-coordinate is always 0 and y-coordinate is any distance. Now these are the following conditions when you have to prove a given triangle is isosceles. Then you have to prove the two sides to be equal. For right triangle, you just have to prove the Pythagoras theorem. For equilateral, all the sides are equal. For square, all the sides are equal and diagonals also equal. For rectangle, the opposite sides are equal and the diagonals are also equal. And last but not least, which is not mentioned and very important, is for collinear, two conditions are there. First condition is AB plus BC is equals to AC, right? And the second condition is for the points to be collinear, the area of triangle is always 0. So these are the two conditions to be for the points to be collinear. So that's all with the coordinate geometry. I hope you people could easily understand what is this coordinates, what are the geometry of the coordinates, how you can just find out the different things, formula, and how you can find out the distance, by the ratio in which a line segment is divided, and area of the triangle when the coordinates are given. So I hope this is clear to you. So thank you for watching. Have a very lovely day. Thank you.